Today in the Pedal Vault, the Void Manufacturing Toxic Presence. The Toxic Presence is an EQ pedal that heavily focuses on the mids and on the presence, and it's basically best used in the FX loop of your amp to drastically alter the tone of your sound. We get 4 control knobs and 2 6-way rotary switches. We have a volume control, then we do have a mid control, we do have a mid sweep control, a presence control, and we do have a mid peak switch and a mid frag switch. And what those knobs do, well, let's find out in the graphic EQ section. So we have everything on noon except the volume, and the both rotary switches are in the left position. So initially we get a cut in the low frequencies. So with presence, get a nice shelf presence. You can actually cut it as well, very broad. For the mid, we can either get a drastic cut or we can get a drastic boost. So with the sweep, we can sweep the frequencies. Goes from around about 200, 180 up to around about 5K. And now with the mid frag and the mid peak, we can alter the peak. The mid peak both shifts the mid peak and it also decreases the value here. So we can get more drastic settings on the left setting and more, well, not so drastic settings on the right. And with mid frag, it also shifts the frequency. Those are highly interactive, so just turn them and listen, I think. For the audio playthrough, I use my Mayonnaise 7-string guitar, which goes directly into my Lichtlamp Prometheus. And here I've enabled 2 different sounds. The Toxic Presence is always in the loop. The first playthrough will feature the modern setting, and the second playthrough will feature the vintage setting, but because I wanted to, I've also added the Void Manufacturing Gate Creeper left-hand rev in front of the amp, simply because. From there we go into a load box, and then we go into the DAW, where I've enabled the D-Night Audio Raw Mids IR from their Holy Grail Musicians pack. So, first of all, I was a bit skeptical because initially I thought this was a pedal that's built for the front of the amp, but then Joe told me, no, you have to use it in the FX loop. And to be really honest here, I had mixed results with putting different pedals from Joe in the FX loop. Not because they're bad or malfunctioning, simply because that's not my tonal aesthetics. So I thought, okay, cool, let's find out how this sounds. And well, what do I have to say? It sounds awesome. It's really easily one of the best EQ pedals that I've used, and that's mainly due to the unparalleled mid control and flexibility. You can boost the mids and then sweep to the frequency you want to boost, and then you can adjust, at least that's what I do, you can adjust with the mid frag and the mid peak. Sometimes the changes are very subtle, sometimes they are more audible. Well, basically you can use those rotary switches to further tweak the tone. And I get cool results. It doesn't matter if it's a chainsaw tone or if it's a regular distorted tone. I got a awesome sound when I boosted a certain frequency, and I got an equally awesome tone when I scooped a certain frequency. And this is very easy because we do have the volume, so you can compensate for the mids you're adding or that you're removing. That's really cool. This pedal might actually be my new go-to FX loop pedal. Well, it's just so tweakable, and you can really hear that it's built with a chainsaw sound in mind, or at least that it's built by someone who is aware of the chainsaw tone. Well, but that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section. And if you want to support this channel, you might want to check out the links in the description below, or you want to become a YouTube member, or both. Well, with this being said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. May the power protect you, and have a nice day.